Hey guys and gals, A here. Welcome to another episode of EDC. Today we are talking about this. So if you want to know what exactly this is and what I keep in it and my thoughts on it, come on back because here we go. All right, guys and gals. So I'm sure you can hear, but it is a dreary, rainy day here. So figured we'd see how the rain does on the audio outside and give this a shot. So if you've watched the channel for long, you know that I love belt pouches. Like I love carrying my gear on my belt because I like to carry a lot of gear and a lot of my items are on the heavier side. And so wearing them on my belt takes the weight out of my pockets and just kind of makes it a little easier to have on me. And it also makes it fairly accessible. So kind of a win-win for me. And I've used a lot of different items. And this is one that I was very excited to get. Like this was a long time waiting to purchase item. And it's these are made by hand per order, so it also takes a while to get it once you purchase it. But this is a Skinth, Skinth. This is the catch-all model, and Skinth stands for skinny sheath. So this is their second largest that they make. There's one that they make larger with the Trailblazer, and it comes with two belt clips on it. So you can imagine it's a bit wider. But so what they do with these is they have different models, and some of them are based on like a multi-tool, and it will hold a multi-tool with a few other items on it. Some of them are more like cell phone oriented. Some of them are just kind of like what you got in your pockets, put it in here, like this is geared towards. But the goal is that it's a skinny sheath. So it's made to fit what you have and nothing more. So for example, if you wanted to carry a mid-size multi-tool, maybe like a Wingman or something along the Leatherman Wingman or something in that range, and you wanted to carry like a AAA sized flashlight, and then you wanted to carry something on the other side like a smaller pocket knife, a bullet-sized pen, then you would get a certain Skinth. And your multi-tool would go in the main part, and then you'd have two little things on either side, and one would hold your flashlight, one would hold your pen. So you grab this one item and you have your gear right there. And so I do want to look into those as well, because there's a Gerber sheath I have that I love that will hold a full-size multi-tool. For me, that's the Leatherman Surge. And then I can stick a pocket knife in the front, and I can clip a flashlight and a pen on the side. So in the small compact item, I can have my four main pieces of gear, and I can slide it on my belt, and I am ready to rock and roll. They probably have a Skinth that will do the exact same thing, but then I could decide attachment points on it, which is cool. So check out the website. I will have a link below. All items are handmade, and you get to pick your color. So for this, I picked gray, I picked orange stitching, and then I picked to have I believe I picked buckles on the side, but I know I picked the belt loop on the back as that attachment point, and I also picked to have a D-ring on the bottom to clip on my keys. So very customizable, and you can even email and maybe ask, specific request of something you need or want, and he might be able to hook you up with that. But so this item itself has a big compartment on the inside that I will show you. Has some webbing here on the outside that I just slide a Sharpie and a pen through, but as you can tell, those are just kind of some loops geared towards sliding in writing utensils. And then on the sides of mine, I have two closed. Those are closed, they are not open bottom, closed, and then we got a clip for the retention strap, but closed little pockets on the side to hold something. And then, like I said, I chose a belt clip on the back because I like ease of access on my belt and off my belt. So put it on when I want it, take it off when I don't. So to kick off, I have a pin here, and the pin I chose has this little cut back on the bottom. See how it kind of comes back up? And so the loop sits in here, and I find that I'm not losing my pin because it's getting caught on that. Like I have to intentionally remove my pin. So that's why I went with this particular one, and it's just the Pilot V5, one of my favorite refills to put inside of a pin. And then I have a Sharpie. Now, if you've followed me for any length of time, you know that I prefer Home Depot's Milwaukee version of a permanent marker, but excuse me. But the clip has some stuff going on here that is meant for like putting it on a hard hat. And so it will not slide down over this loop. Like this right here comes down below the loop. On the Milwaukee one, it sits like that, and I'm afraid I'm gonna knock that loose. So those are what I have right front and center on the outside, and I wear this on my left side, so very easy to grab the pen or Sharpie and put it to use right away. On this side, you can unclip this, and at hand, ready to go, I have my beloved Leatherman Surge. So really big, really beefy multi-tool right here on the outside, ready to grab it and rock and roll. And then on the other side, I have the Ontario Rat. That is an orange, and I put purple hardware on it. But that is the Ontario Rat. I believe it's the Rat Model 1, Rat 1. Oh, it's the Model 2. Rat 1 is the big guy, Rat 2 is the little guy. So that's a smaller Ontario Rat. And then I also have the Nightcore SRT3, that's a beefy light. This is not a light that I would oftentimes pocket carry because the size goes great in here. And this light has a turn dial. Let's see, where is it? There we go. So I can go to red, I can go to red, I can go to blue. So red light, blue light. If I keep going that direction, I will get some flashy different things and some high mode. And then it starts out low and ramps up. And then you click it into strobe. Sorry about that. I meant to give you a warning, but that's high. And then you can literally just turn this dial and ramp it to wherever you need it. So very cool light. Love the functionality of this light. Love the colors on the light. Just a great light in general. But again, because of the diameter on this, I'm not often going to pocket carry this item. But not only does it fit perfectly in here, it leaves me enough room to slide the Ontario Rat right there, or whatever other pocket knife that I choose. And just by getting those items out, this thing now weighs nothing, because I do have a lot of items in here, but they don't weigh much. The bulk of my weight was right there, and as you can tell, that is just a cavernous pocket. So one side fit a Leatherman Surge, no problem. Other side fit a pocket knife and a large flashlight. Now, not large in length, but large in diameter. And so in here is where I have all of the stuff that I want on hand. I've got some breath strips. You guys know my love for that. Have some fingernail clippers. I have a little mini Bic lighter. I have a little boo-boo kit. Got some Benadryl, Band-Aids, some goodies powder, some alcohol swabs, just a random assortment of boo-boo items I might need on a moment's notice. Have a little bit of cash stuffed in there just in case. Have some kids Pepto in there. And then I have a chapstick, spearmint flavor, one of my favorites. And then, is there anything else in there? I like this. I guess that's just the pocket on the bottom there. Yeah. And I have another goodies powder. This one is quick access. It slides right in there. And these can hold your, okay, I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't know that they can. I don't know what these are for, but they perfectly hold a powdered aspirin pain reliever. And so I need a second one. I need to pop a second one right in there. And I have 2 quick access goodies for headaches that pop up. And then right behind those 2, you have another slim pocket, but it goes the whole width of those. And inside there, I have 2 wet ones. So I'm ready to rock and roll with that. And let's see here. Make sure I've got everything out of this. And so that is the front. So you actually have 2 compartments. You have a compartment here and then one in front. But that pocket you can see there on the side fits inside of the other. So it's just kind of like a little organizer in there to separate your gear. So this thing holds a ton of items that I want quick access to. And I love this. I love that it is a small form factor. I love that it sits right there on my belt. My problem with it is this belt clip. You can see I've got a zip tie on it, and I'll tell you why in a second. But this this belt clip here, you can see there's this hump right here. And that hump is part of the belt clip. So the belt clip is here, and then it goes, get the zip tie out of the way again. It goes down, and so it goes inside of this sewn piece of fabric. And so this part right here is actually part of the belt clip itself. But the problem is, when I'm sliding my belt over it, it hits that and it comes out. So you have to get your belt in between those 2 right there to slide it on, or you have to pull this out over your belt, and that's got a very strong retention, which is good because once you get your belt on and it's sitting, you know, in this little groove right here, it's not coming off. Like, you're gonna have to pull it off. But so the lack of ease of use of getting this on is a problem for me because it's not that easy to get it on and off. So my solution was to attach a little zip tie here, and this allows me to take off my belt loop. I keep a belt loop on, sometimes 2, and this allows me to take this item and slip it onto my belt clip. So now I can put this on in the morning, and then whenever I need this, I just slide it on my belt, go out the door, and I'm ready to go. But what I don't like about this is it sits too low on my person. So, excellent item. There are other attachment points. I could have gotten molly webbing on the back, and then I would have just had to slide my belt on. And there might even be a third option of attachment points. But for me, this just wasn't that feasible, and I think it's because it is such a large item. I think if I had a smaller Skinth that took up, you know, less width, it might be easier to maneuver it onto my belt. This is a very large footprint here, and trying to maneuver it how I need to get it on my belt just isn't that feasible. So, excellent product. Check out Skinth if you haven't. I am probably going to order a smaller Skinth that fits, you know, like this, a small bullet pen, and a AAA sized flashlight, and see if I can find something that fits just that, or maybe even a pocket knife as well. So I will be looking for another one, but as far as something on my person to hold all these like essential items I want on me, fingernail clippers, little boo-boo kit, some wet ones, moms of toddlers know, parents of dads of toddlers know as well. And honestly, who doesn't need a wet one? Like, yes, these comes in super handy for the little guy. I use these even when he's not around. Like, wet ones need to be on everybody all the time. Just my opinion. But like all these little items that I want on me, some mad cash just in case, I want on me and I want with me, but they're not going to fit in like a tool pouch necessarily. So excellent item. It does work and it holds everything I want in a small form factor, but it's not the ticket for me, at least not now. So check out Skinth. Link is below, if I can speak. And like I said, I will probably be ordering at least one more, if not a few, but for different purposes. As far as like an all-in-one Skinth on my belt to be a end-all be-all, grab this one item and go, I don't think that's for me unless I have a different attachment point. But that's not to say I'm not going to try other products and love them and incorporate them. But this is starting a new series for me. I am going to find, or at least attempt to find, the perfect belt pouch. So each week I'm going to be trying one, and if I like it, I might give it an extra week or a different time period on testing it out. But I have other options. I'm going to load up something right now. This is going to go back in the drawer for now. I'm gonna load my gear up in another one and give that a shot, and I will do a review and rinse and repeat until I find the perfect one for me. But hopefully in this adventure of finding an awesome belt pouch that works well for what I want to carry, maybe you will find a belt pouch, if that's your style, for what you want to carry, or maybe a great organizer pouch. Like, just because it's a belt pouch doesn't mean it has to be carrying a belt. In looking at forums and reading about this, a lot of people use this as an organizer for a bag. So you can grab your items and go, but you can drop this in a bag and leave it. Some people use it as a tool kit, so they load it up with all kinds of tools, grab this out of their bag, and they know they've got the tool they want. So perhaps you don't want a belt pouch, but you find another organizer pouch for your gear. Let me know if you have a great pouch that would work, or that could be finagled onto a belt if it's not made for a belt. And whether it's one you use and love, or one you want to try and you just haven't had a chance to, I'll try it out. So let me know what ones I need to be looking at, and maybe this lasts a few weeks, maybe it lasts a few months, who knows how long, but I'm sure there are millions of belt pouches out there that I haven't even looked at. So really hoping I can find something that works for me and what I need and want, and hoping you guys can help me out with that. But like I said, check out Skinth. Excellent, excellent products made with love. They look awesome, they function excellently, and they do not add bulk. So check them out. Guys, I will never ask you to like or subscribe. You do you, but I would appreciate it if you did both. Definitely comment below. Let's get a conversation going, and I'll be back with a new video. And remember, EDC, EDC.